Hello and welcome to Tarot Time. And if you're watching the video or if you're new, what we do in Tarot Time, we open this up to the community. So please feel free to share your thoughts on the chat. We dive into some current event stuff, and obviously there's a lot of that. So I've got some talking points in my notes. We will get into tarot stuff also, but we tend to start out that way. And then we do a meditation card for our community for the week to get us really set in these energies, and they're really shifting very fast. We do a 3-card spread to pick up on some of the trends, energies, and things we need to know about the week. And then I've got all kind of other divination tools cards, and of course I'm always open to spirit and the master teachers, the group that comes through me when I channel. So we'll see what happens. I'll say a few quick hellos. I've got a lot on my notes here to talk about, not surprisingly, right? So who's in? Mr. Floyd, yay, welcome. Welcome, Josh. Welcome, Brooke, Millie, Chris, the volunteer. Wow, all the inmates are in. Just kidding. But hi, Katie. Hi, Ben. Lindsay, welcome. Oh gosh, there's too many of you. Hi, Mary. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Nathan. Lisa. Lindsay again. Wow, I've been missing the conversation. Am I really that late? I've been missing out on the conversation here. Hello, Doreen. Welcome. We're going to talk about Doreen in a second. Also, hello, Michael. Hello, Karen. Nice. So, and hello, Shoshana. Welcome, and Falan. Welcome. Yeah, welcome, all you beautiful souls. We're so grateful. We're so grateful to be alive and healthy. The world may be becoming unended, but that doesn't mean that we have to. And I think that's going to be the message for a while. You're probably going to see me more doing videos, despite my extremely busy and tough schedule. While we sort all this stuff out. Like, for example, yesterday we released a 20-minute video just talking about the AI agenda more than anything and what's going on with that. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Nathan. And we like to we like to flash your comments, especially when they're complimentary. I'm just kidding. And hi, Lindsay. What are we saying? You're not late. The crowd was early. Okay. Hello, Pauline. Welcome. I've known Pauline forever, right? Tonight, yoga, 5 p.m. Yes. Yoga with Doreen of Children's School of Yoga. We're in a great alignment now, right? It's a 6-planet alignment. It's going to become a 7-planet alignment. Starting sometime, I don't know the date, but once Mercury gets out of the conjunction of the sun and it starts to appear in the evening sky, that's when we'll have the 7-planet alignment. I think it's the second week of February, third week, peaks. But the point being is, with this alignment, I mean, it's not that huge of a deal. It's other than the fact that it hasn't happened since I think it's 929 AD. So I guess it is a big deal. It's basically 7 planets. Pluto's the only exception. 7 planets within an 180-degree arc of the sky, and all planets travel more or less the same trajectory as the sun in the sky. So they're more or less in a straight line. And for me, it's helping to open up a crack in the dimension, so to speak, or like an opening to more interdimensional awareness. So it's good to double down on our meditation. It's really helping to increase the frequencies, to help us to gain more multi-dimensionality. And at 5 p.m. tonight, Doreen, who's on, she's the Children's School of Yoga, the founder of a multi-state, large organization to help children reach their potential at a young age through yoga practice, and also understanding of spirituality and astrology and stuff like that. So Doreen's going to be doing a yoga class for us at 5 p.m. right here on the channel. So I hope you guys can come back. We need a yoga break, don't we? What else are you guys saying? Thank you, Pauline. Yeah, thank you for that. I should have gone out and seen that. From where I live, because I'm in the mountains, I don't think I'd be able to see all of them. And, I don't know if you can see Neptune with the naked eye. Neptune appears blue to us because its atmosphere absorbs orange and red lights. So Neptune looks blue to us. It's got the strongest storms in the solar system. With an atmosphere so dense and I think that it's methane, but there's some organic compound in the atmosphere, and it's so heavy and so dense that apparently, from what some of the images that Voyager brought back or the information, apparently it's filled with diamonds because the carbon gets so compressed in the atmosphere, it turns into diamonds. So yeah, if you guys want to like grab a spaceship and go to Neptune. Let's grab up some diamonds. Oh yeah, you can't breathe in the atmosphere. But anyway, I'm digressing a little bit. So I think everybody is in now, or well, people come and go a lot, but I think people that are going to be here for the full hour are pretty much in already. Let's go over my list. By the way, the Star Series, February, in my vantage point, is the best month. January, February, into March. So the colder it is, the clearer it is. And oh my God, I keep. It was 9 below, and I was out with a sweatshirt. I didn't even have my coat on, and I'm so mesmerized. I think it was about 10 or 11 minutes. I realized that my bones were starting to turn blue, and I needed to come in. But anyway, all right. Let me mention a few things. Then we're going to jump into some tarot stuff. Firstly, distractions, and more distraction. Stay in your heart. Try not to get emotionally wrapped up with all the drama on social media and whatever. I went onto my Facebook feed, and they're saying, okay, there's less what is it, less censorship, no fact checking. That's a bunch of BS, frankly. In my opinion, but I think it's more than an opinion. uh, and there's a different style of censorship. So you're going to see most of the very polarizing posts get the strongest hits on the algorithm because they want everybody angry, scared, and confused and out of their power. We've been talking about this for a very long time, but it keeps ramping up. Like like the Musk salute. That's what I everywhere I turn, the Musk salute. I mean, if that really was a Nazi salute, he needs to watch videos and take some lessons because that was the poorest, most half-assed Nazi salute I've seen. And trust me, being a Bernstein, I know a thing or two about Nazism. Not saying it was or wasn't, but what am saying, it's a distraction. It's getting everybody riled up. The more riled up we are, the more they can do whatever the heck they want right in front of us without us even noticing. So remember that. More important now than ever. So what else? Don't let them polarize you. uh, what did I say? Read, get information. Yeah, definitely get information. Read. Yeah, we need to know what's going on. And I wish I had more time to delve into more people's videos and um more takes on what's going on. In the world. I do my best, but yeah, get information. But when you feel a reaction, so and I do this too. I react. Sometimes I get furious. Sometimes I get scared. We're all evolving and growing. We're not perfect spiritual beings yet, right? I mean, we are because we're spirits. You can't get more perfect than that. But you know what I'm saying, right? But anyway, when you feel the reaction going on, make this an exercise. Make this a spiritual exercise. Like, oh my God, I'm seeing Taylor Swift more than AI on the news. Whatever it is, I'll get to that point in a second. When I feel that, in that moment, take a deep breath, let it go. Go back into your heart. Your heart is the unifying field. The more you can be in the heart, and the more you're in the unifying field, the more you see through the illusion of all this crazy programming that we're going on. Speaking of which, AI is the most huge thing going on in the world right now. It's been being researched. It's been being tested for many years. It's been active for many years. It's going to change everything in our society, and it's already starting to do that. Okay, so what's the point, Adam? All right, we're getting to that. Why is it when I look on my news feed, I'll see 5 times as many news headlines mentioning the words Taylor Swift than the words artificial intelligence? It's like they're doing all this, and yeah, you can find articles on AI on the news. Absolutely, it's there, but it's what's prioritized, and that's part of the tricknology. We use that term a lot around here. It's the art of tricking the masses, basically. They're doing all the stuff underneath the awareness. They're putting all these networks in place. And that brings me to Donald Trump, the single most polarizing figure on the planet. And I'll look at what he's doing, and I'll see some things. I'm like, yeah, I like that. Go Trump. And then I'll see other things like, what, are you crazy? And it's kind of like, all right, so where do we stand with that? And I, because you guys are intelligent, we've been doing this for a while. We've been a community for a while. Just consider wherever you stand in the political spectrum, right wing, left wing, whatever it is. Consider, that Trump has his agenda, right? And we discussed this before he got elected, when I did the remote viewing and I saw him in the White House, and I changed my prediction. That was, about a month before the election, from Harris to Trump winning. Once I saw that, I got the information, but I also got the information that he'd come in, his action would be very, very swift. It would be more polarizing than ever. The 2.0 version of Trump, all that stuff. We picked up on that, October? It was in the January psychic forecast. It was in the winter psychic forecast. It was in the 2025 psychic forecast here on the channel. So does that happen? So anyway, point being is that one of the things is he's bringing down the corruption, right? He's exposing the corruption. What if, and we'll take this as a big what if that was the plan all along? What if this was already decided by the powers that be that orchestrate the corruption, that we're going to let certain levels of our own corruption leak out and make Donald Trump the hero? And what's Donald Trump doing now? He's aligning with these tech giants. I can't remember their names, but Elon Musk I can remember, and really gung-ho and pushing out this AI agenda and getting all the AI infrastructures built before China or whatever. So, what if that was the plan all along, and that he's doing so much, he's exposing this corruption, he's exposing the pharmaceuticals, this, that, and the other thing, that everybody's like, yeah, he's our man. Oh, he's telling us to give up our bodies and our rights to enact this whole AI agenda. Just consider it. That's what all I'm saying, especially you guys that are more MAGA leaning. Just consider that there's so many sides to the story. There's so many subplots and plot twists that are going on, and I'm not trying to dissuade anybody. I'm not trying to be anti-Trump. I just think that there's a bigger authority, there's a bigger plan and a bigger game going on. What are you guys saying about this? Paul, yeah, okay, very good. Yeah, I agree that. And what else is polling? People reveal who they are by onto him. That's very insightful. Yeah. Because we are our own heroes. This is a good point. I'm going to leave this comment up for a second, because there's only one person that's going to save you. We're looking for a savior. That's part of the programming, by the way. Okay, I can take the comment down. When it comes to these psyops, so what if this whole Donald Trump movement is the biggest psyop? And it's not just that. We can talk about the woke left. We can talk about all the different political ideologies that are opposing each other and fighting each other. What if that's the biggest psyop that, going, that it was purposeful, that he was going to lose in 2020 and then win in 2024. By the way, France is putting a lot of heat on Elon Musk for alleged manipulation of the United States elections. Alleged, we'll say, because we don't have proof of that. And then Russia's putting a lot of heat on Anthony Fauci for crimes against humanity, because our former president, pre-pardoned an innocent man, right? I'm just being facetious, because I don't know. I have beliefs, I have feelings, I have intuition, but the fact is we don't know until we know, right? But one thing that I do know is that you generally don't pardon somebody who's innocent. It's like, oh yeah, we want to protect him from Trump. It's like, if he's innocent, you don't need to protect him from Trump. He's innocent. So anyway, so there's a whole other thing. Yes, Nathan, we are indeed our own heroes. And it's compassion, bless, here to find hope and the ability. Yeah, exactly. We are our own heroes. Second coming, Christ coming from within. I got some hits on that in other channeling session. They were saying the second coming of Christ is not one person, but it's several teachers, and like Pauline was saying, it really comes from within. That's the ultimate in Christ consciousness, coming from within. Remember what Jesus said: "Look not to me, but to the Father." So what are people doing that are not truly aligned? Well, I shouldn't make any judgments. So let me reframe this. What are people saying? Though the Nazarene himself said, "Look down to me, to the Father," they're ramming Jesus down our throats. Certain sects of Christianity, it's like, Jesus said this, Jesus did that. You have to follow Jesus. You have to accept Jesus as your Savior. Hello, Savior. And meanwhile, what does Jesus say? He says, "Look not to me, but look to the Father," basically. And then Bruce Lee, one of my favorite teachers, in the movie Enter the Dragon, when he had the student, he's like, "It's like a finger pointing to the moon," and then the student was staring at the finger, and he goes, pop. He liked to bop them on the head. He said, don't focus on the finger, then you will miss out on all that heavenly glory. So basically, everybody's saying the same thing. So with the programming, with the massive psyops that's going on, there's always going to be a hero. There's always going to be a villain. Remember 9/11, right? To me, that was a big psyop also. We created a villain, right? What was his name? Osama bin Laden. Then when you put the names of Barack Obama and Biden, the Obama and Biden, right? They were elected. What year was that? 2008. God, am I getting too old? That's only like one letter. Osama bin Laden, Obama, Biden. I don't believe in coincidences, but the point being is that you look at 9/11. We created this enemy. We created a hero, right? And that's what that does. It gets us out of our power, because it forces us to look outside of ourselves for a savior. Then what? It took 10 years to bring the most wanted villain on the whole planet, to find him and to eradicate him. Meanwhile, we have satellites up there, and we had satellites since the 1980s, by the way. They could find a freaking nickel on 34th Street in Manhattan, but they could not find a man living in the desert that stands 6'8", that needs dialysis treatment daily. They could not find him in the desert for 10 years. It's like, hello, remember the story Emperor's Clothes? We all have to be the emperor's wearing no clothes. We really have to be in that mentality now. They're not going to get away with it. In the grand scheme of things, all this is happening. It's the legend of the coyote, the story of the coyote with the Native Americans. All this is happening because we're getting tricked into learning and growing, basically. And Donald Trump's the master coyote. And this is my opinion, my belief. mark my words, he's the one that's going to trick us into learning, because it's almost like, is he a white hat, a black hat, or a gray hat? To me, when I look at things, some of the things feel very white hat, other things feel very black hat to me. It's just my interpretation. Maybe it's my programming in action. But to the best of my ability, I really try to transcend that and draw as much from spirit. And the more we meditate, the more we get into our heart, and the more we practice presence, the more we can transcend the programming, and we can draw directly from spirit. And remember, hearts cannot be programmed. So the more we are in the heart, the more resistant we are. Now, of course, I have my Shungite, because a lot of the programming now is through the EMFs. So what is the AI agenda? There'll be drones. There'll be every aspect of our life will be monitored or mechanized in some way if the agenda goes all out. It's basically, high level espionage on the citizens. George Orwell, a lot of sci-fi writers have talked about that. What happens is there's a technocratic society where we give all of our power to technology, but technology hasn't evolved enough to acquire a soul resonance. What happens then? Think of so the Trekkies, the first Star Trek movie. The carbon-based units are inferior and they must be destroyed. Have you guys heard of ASI yet, or AGI? These are our next generations of AI. ASI, artificial superintelligence. The goal is to make it superior to humans in every way. Also think of the Terminator, right? These are sci-fi examples of technocratic societies gone wrong. Now, you can agree or disagree, because we don't know. But my belief is, if you can create devices that mimic biology and the neurological systems of the brain enough, it can attract a soul resonance. Like, in other words, I do believe as things go on, we can reincarnate into machines. I know that's a little bit out there, but we're not there yet, basically. So this agenda is being pushed forward, this AI agenda. There's not a lot of fanfare. It's just happening. It's like, oh, I'm going to sign 100 executive orders in a day. And part of that is assigning all these experts to get this AI agenda going forward, right? And it's really, is Trump is talking about, we're going to expose all the corruption to reclaim our freedoms. Yet we're going to support a system that's threatening to take more of our freedoms away. So hopefully my morning dissertation is making sense to you guys. I'll get off my soapbox now and just see what you guys are saying. Oh, I like this. Just stop giving a shit. I'm Canadian. Can tell the answers are within. Thank you very much. Can't tell me nothing. Our higher selves are what should be all connecting to. Thank you for that. That I'm going to put that back on, because that last point, I love that. I believe our guide used the technology. Yes, they do. There's actually an app that can communicate with the spirits. I have to get that. What's it called? You guys might know that. It might help me with my mediumship. But there's actually an app that can give you messages from your spirits. What's it called? Spirit Talk? I know somebody knows that app. And absolutely, technology can be used to enhance our connection to spirit. And at the end of the day, technology is part of human evolution and awakening. But are humans evolved enough to use that properly, or are they going to use to try to leverage more control over the masses so that they can centralize the power to select few at the detriment of a great many, which is what personally I'm seeing. But it's not that black and white. Now, is it? There are other forces that are trying to do different things. So the more in your heart you are, the more you are in the vibration of spirit and love. And hearts cannot be programmed. It's literally impossible. They can send Wi-Fi signals that are designed to program my mind or tear down my neurological net or whatever, up the yin yang if they want. And the more in my heart I am, I'm creating a resonance. I'm creating a magnetic field. Understand this. There's a practice called heart brain coherence. I talk about this virtually every live stream because it's that important. And I've been saying for many years now, this is going to be the most important practice moving forward in the 2020s. The practice, which is based on a lot of yoga and a lot of other traditions, by the way, it's nothing new, but we have the science now, so we can make it even more that succinct, more that direct. You do this practice. The heart's the largest electromagnetic generator in the body. You do that practice, you increase your electromagnetic field to such a degree that that programming is not going to get in. All that programming through AI, through technology, through frequencies or whatever, you increase that electromagnetic field, and that's not going to affect you as much. And the heart only knows love. Hearts get incoherent when the brain starts to dominate the heart with fear, worry, and panic. And then the heart is compromised, and then you're easy picking. You become lemmings to the deep state, basically. So these are the messages. These are the important things to do and to double down on. And basically, now, the other thing I wanted to just mention quickly is we cannot stop the agendas with AI. It's going to go forward. It's going to happen. We can do our work as much as possible to raise consciousness to the best of our degree to get more competent, spiritually competent people at the helm so that it doesn't become a big process of controlling the masses, promoting the transhuman agenda and all that stuff. But it's really looking more and more likely that we are going to head into a split society where a lot of us are going to withdraw from what's going on in the mainstream world and create our own societies. And it's not too early to start thinking about that now. Maybe we should think about where could we have land, where could we as a community get together. But our strength is in our community, and that's what we're doing here on the Medium channel. We're building community. We're sharing information. We're also doing a lot with developing our intuition, developing our spirituality. We want to continue building this community. Now, I want to make you guys aware of a channel called Mr. Floyd's Universe. This guy right here, Josh, he's an important part of our community, and he has his own community. So I want you guys, if you're really interested, to subscribe to his channel, because he's doing teaching and channeling and helping people to raise their consciousness every day. Like my job is, because of my above average skills as a medium and a psychic, and that I know how to work the YouTube algorithm, I'm able to attract people to my videos and build things up that way. But I don't have the time to do everything. So, go into his channel and to become part of that. And you won't, when I can, I join in, and trust me, you won't be disappointed with the work that they're doing there. Now, a lot of you other guys have YouTube channels also. I'm not going to spend time on shouting out all your channels, but please, you're part of this network. Please give us your channel link so that people can have that. They can subscribe to your channels also. That's Millie, that's Brooke, that's Doreen, that's who am I missing? Although Jared's not here, and he's pulled back from YouTube temporarily, the channel. I know I'm missing a few. That's why that. So what are you guys saying? Hi Felicia, welcome. So I've seen ET frequency during MK Ultra programming. I've heard of that. Thank you for sharing. These frequencies aren't heard here in the 3D world, but more. And when I do my frequency channeling with the master teacher, it might be akin to that because it's interdimensional frequencies that they use my vehicle and my voice as well as my energy to transmit interdimensional frequencies. And what they do is that they help your awaken your DNA and help align your your physiology as well as your auric fields for higher consciousness and awareness and transcendence. So we do that here also in a different way, um, and it's important to have things to believe in. Yeah, it is. I agree. We need to go through all the feelings. That's a good point. We are learning discernment. We are learning how to be full creators. We are. That's a really good point. So let's not demonize, and I didn't mean to do that, all the crap that's going on out there, and take that as part of our spiritual learning and growth. Excellent point. Thank you for that. Hi, Denise. What are we saying? Beside yourself, even if they set out to kill us, they can't kill our souls. Spirit is energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. Stay in love. Excellent comment. Love you guys. And um and well, I'm not where I chose when I came in due to some, yeah, unfortunately, but I didn't sign up for this. That is BS. You don't get what you signed up for, but you can create some of it. Yeah, sometimes you have to rewrite the script along the way, right? Um, I had an experience where, and I think I was in my early 30s, and there's a time that I would get a lot of downloads into my own future, and then one time I was meditating, I was like, well, you've already fulfilled what you came for. So now we're sort of not rewriting it, but we're co-writing, the next lessons in the next states, basically. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Yeah. Hi, Blindly Inspired. She's got a channel too about we're coming to the year of the snake. Wow, the year of the snake's coming up. Shed that old skin. Transmutes poisons into medicine. The poison is the programming. It's like that comment that I flashed a second ago. That all this programming or whatever, we can look at that. It's the poison, but the poison's the medicine also. Snake venom is a very powerful medicine. It's just how you use it, right? AI is a tool. It can be the poison or the medicine. It's just how you use it. Tools can be used, but they can be abused, right? So Blindly Inspired talks a lot about feng shui and things of that nature. And Lindy's saying, I know there are perspectives that say that AI is the step of the quantum. Yeah, it's part of the quantum financial system, from what I understand, which is limited. Could be for a good thing. We see what we just accept as our reality. Exactly, it can be a really really good thing. Absolutely, yeah. So what else? Voter fraud. All right, we talked about all this, and I think we got a lot of that. So, being that we're over a half hour in, maybe we should do some tarot and divination now, and everything. So, let's do a meditation card. Well, we have 64 on, so thank you for you guys sticking it out, and for your very intelligent comments are very much appreciated. Because I'm gonna miss things. I'll misspeak, and then I'll catch myself. It's gonna happen. They're showing me musical notes and clefs right now, and I feel like they're saying music, solfeggio frequencies. Although I'm nothing against 440 hertz. That's not what music is. It 440? Anyway, some of the greats, I think Peter Gabriel worked a lot with 432. A lot of them work with the old scale. But anyway, sound frequency, vibration, and music can really work with strengthening our fields. And that's the name of the game. All the crap that we eat, all the crap that we feed our minds, our bodies, and all that stuff weakens our fields and makes us more vulnerable to the programming and the frequency stuff. You listen to the right music, that'll help to build those electromagnetic fields. Go out into nature and hug a tree. All this EMF stuff. I have my shungite very, very close with me. Shungite's not foolproof. It helps, but shungite, from my understanding, isn't going to eliminate all the harmful EMFs, but it helps. But the good news is nature is of a vibration and a frequency that can restore very quickly your electromagnetic fields that get compromised through technology. Technology is a reality. I'm using my cell phone as a camera. I've got my computer on. Wi-Fi is a reality, so we have to learn how to balance these things, not demonize them, but balance them, right? So anyway, hi flowers. So anyhow, our meditation card of the week coming right up. I know I missed a lot of your comments, and I know you've been saying some really amazing things, but you know, so classical music. I love classical music, and I started my love for music being on the high school orchestra, learning about Mozart, Beethoven, all the greats, and they use the original scale, absolutely. And they found this music. You guys have heard of Baby Mozart, right? Or some of you. Um, they found the music helps the baby's brain develop more properly and more into a genius mentality. We're all geniuses. We're just programmed to not be geniuses, basically. Balance the right and the left hemisphere. That then you draw on whole brain thinking. You're a genius, basically. That's what that is. You practice presence enough that you're able to draw on universal intelligence. That makes you a genius. If you're always in your thinking mind and your monkey thoughts and all that, you're only drawing from personal intelligence. You cut off from the genius of the universe. Practice presence. I first learned that from Eckhart Tolle, great teacher. Yeah, if we can talk a lot about the snake, because we are in the snake. No, the snakes is not the devil, it's not the demons. The snakes don't have to be driven out of a country. That's symbolic. The snakes also represented the pre-Christian religions that were predominant in that part of the world. But anyway, I'm digressing. The snake is my protector, as these beautiful patterns of wood. Oh yeah, teal and gold, not found here in the 3D. I love the diamondbacks here. I've only found them on the peaks on top of Overlook Mountain and Mount Tremper. It's the only place in the Catskills I've seen diamondbacks. So they are beautiful beings for sure. All right, meditation card for the week. As we slip into the year of the snake, what is it? Wednesday or Wednesday's the new moon, right? And Lunar New Year. The year of the snake begins this week. So good topics. All right. What are we nervous about? What are we anxious about? This is an interesting card to pick as a meditation card. And before you guys saying it's too dark and reject it, remember, dark cannot exist without light, and light cannot exist without dark. I feel like as you go into meditation this week, if you work with the 9 of Swords, you work with the dream time, you work with higher consciousness. So the way we meditate with tarot, we get very present like any other meditation, open heart, open mind. When heart and mind come into coherence, we blend more with spirit. So open the heart, and then in your mind, step into the card. The first thing you do is you feel the energy. So you get very clear, step in, and what do you feel? And maybe you get sounds, smells, taste, touches, and see other scenes. But ask, when you go and ask what you can do to maybe eliminate worry, fears, anxiety. So when you go in this week, ask your guides, if there's any meditations you could do, any techniques or whatever, anything that you can do to separate from the programming machine out there that wants us to really feel like what this image is depicting, basically. Let's see. As soon as I drew this card, a meditation card, we lost about 7 people from the chat. Sorry about that. Spirit picked it, not me. So anyway, yeah, we're getting, yeah, so Jared of Who the Channel is a very, very interesting man. And, I got a chance to know him and know his higher self better at Spirit Fest last summer. And yeah, basically, his fire hormones are very powerful, and he did that at the retreat also. So he'll be doing that. I'll be doing. I'll check it with Heather. Maybe with Heather, we might do we may both do some channeling, some energy work, or it may just be me. But that'll be on Wednesday on the new moon when we go into the year of the snake. So that's very, very, very significant. Yes. And hi, Josh. So about censorship in the video, YouTube has clamped down on the chat as about a third of my messages have been removed by chat. Wow. Wow is right. And I notice the videos that I do that are encouraging people to not buy into the programming, like the last video I did yesterday, and the one that mentioned Donald Trump and everything. Those did not get picked up by the algorithm, despite the fact that they were running over 10% CTR. They were running very strong retention rate. All the metrics were super strong in that. Yet the algorithm didn't push it out. So yeah, censorship is just going underground. That's all. That's all. Very good. And here we go. Nine of Swords is the last chance card. Straighten things out. Indicative of ball bladder, triple heater, meridian, cerebellum. Thank you for that. Yeah. So many of us have been meditating 2 times a day, 9:45, 7 days on Truth Wave. Yeah. I'll have to check that out sometime. Yeah, because I definitely want to expand that as well. And this feels very real. I've been experiencing a lot of physical anxiety lately and isolating myself a bit. I've been very good. So there you have it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Test the chat. See what's happening. Or we'll see if that one gets removed in a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of a revealing moment, but when they filmed Obama and Trump together, right? I mean, it just looked very natural. They just looked too comfortable with each other. They played it off basically. Oh yeah, we were at a fellow comrade, an ex-president's funeral. We were chatting, we were making nice with each other. But if you know anything about body language and facial expressions, I've been studying this stuff for 40 years. And I can't say 100% sure, but trust me, these two men know each other very, very well. Been working together from where I'm sitting. Yeah. Also, it's gone, Josh. It's gone. Are you kidding me? It's funny because it's on my chat at 11:44. It's still on my chat. Favorite direct act. Remember, energy flows where attention goes. So don't place all your energy. Attention goes where energy flows. So don't place all your energy on feeling anxiety or whatever. Acknowledge it, be aware of it, but we can put our direct our energy into unity consciousness, right? So let's do a third. Why are they blocking so much of the chat? That is freaking crazy. Yeah. I mean, the test comment was deleted. Wow. I thought, I feel like all the channels like me are under a lot of censorship. And you said your chat, so wow. So they it's interesting. I'm getting a lot of attention because I'm not supporting either the Trump or the leftist agenda. I'm making people aware of what's going on behind the scenes and how we're really being played by the most mass psyop operation ever known, basically. Someone could be reporting. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, we'll see when my videos start getting taken down. You'll start to see. I may have to play nice and be a little bit more cryptic in the future if that's the case. So anyway, let's do our 3 card spread. Yeah, it's not going to work in the end. Yeah, they just don't want people to be aware. That's what I'm saying. That about we see Taylor Swift, and I forgot the football player's name. You don't see much about this. Before Trump got in, this was being planned for years. What was the 2020 global issue? A test run of that. From what I'm seeing, it's certainly in the argument. I'll put it that way. Anyway, let me clear my mind for a second. The one, all right. This must be the place. Oh, you've got Judgment reversed. So I think Monday. I have to plan it. Yeah. All major arcana. That's about consciousness. All reversed. And all feeling very, very heavy and manipulative. So I think a lot's gonna go down this week. A lot's gonna be revealed. Like you need a psychic to tell you that, right? But use your best judgment. Not everybody is. Although the high priest could be about female, women's mysteries, divine feminine, all that kind of stuff. And we are coming to the year of the snake, so there's a big transition that way. And also the death card, it's all reversed. There's a lot of resistance and a lot of programming. So I think part of the message is now more than ever to stay in your heart, to try to shield as much as possible from what's out there without going into non-awareness, because that's not a good thing also. So a lot of Rick's what's her name, that female bishop, she's in the news a lot also, right? Yeah, this is kind of, I think that this is her. Unfortunately, I think she's going to come under tremendous negative fire, basically. And people that are generally standing up, her beliefs may not be my beliefs, but this is supposed to be democracy. It's like everybody's so programmed. If they say something that's upsetting to them, they're going to try to block their free speech and try to whatever. So we have to be tolerant. I think that's part of the message that they're trying to say. Even when people are obviously programmed, but we don't even know. Maybe we're the programmed ones, and we're projecting that. We don't really know, so we have to kind of stay in our heart and stay in our power. Try to be tolerant, even if we perceive that they're feeding an agenda that's dangerous to us. We have to learn how to get out of those survival reactions. That's part of programming also. It hijacks the survival instinct, creates a hero and a villain, and causes people to respond violently, psychologically violently, to the other side, basically. And that's how they're able to do what they're doing. They're getting everybody fighting each other. And I'm not saying to not take sides. If you have a belief, if you feel like your path is to make the public aware, to go out and demonstrate, whatever it is, do it by all means, but keep in that unity heart vibration and whatever, and to really understand that, not to demonize the other side. We're here to raise consciousness and understand that at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We're not each other's enemies. There's a common enemy. Like whatever forces are taking your comments down right now, because you're talking about how to transcend the programming, basically, and how to see through everything. That's all part of the technology, basically. Create a hero, create a villain, right? So I feel like Trump needs to watch his health. Not that he's watching this video, or he could say that. And also keep working on your own. Spirit just told me to pull this card, by the way. They're face down, so they told me to pull this card, and keep working. You have something that you're working towards in your life that's going to help yourself and help others, basically. And if you don't know what that is, meditate on it, but keep working on your own self-development. This is the card of the craftsman. Do more art, more creativity, sing, dance, chant. That gets you into the universal field. What they're doing here in our society is so weak and pales so much in comparison to universal light, love, and intelligence, and we all have access to. At the end of the day, those in power and in charge are trying to block the awakening. They're trying to block the natural ascension and the evolution of humanity to not to be overly dramatic, but to, for all intents and purposes, enslave humanity into a certain way of thinking, feeling, acting, and doing that serves the minute few, but doesn't serve us. And in the last 50 years, all the major illnesses have gone up. People are unhealthier than ever. They're unhappier than ever. And all this, do we still want to follow this agenda? Now we're going to magnify it through technology. Do we really want to follow that, right? So I think a lot of people are for rude awakening, whether they're the right or the left. They're going to find that their hero is fallible, or their hero may be playing both sides. There may be a good reason for it. I'm not saying it's a negative or bad thing. And they may find, if they really open their eyes and really see everything that's going on and take in the big picture, that perhaps there's certain agendas that are really supporting the restriction of our rights and freedoms under the guise of creating more freedoms and exposing corruption and stuff like that. So you have to be aware of technology and what's really going on and what the grand plan really is and how that's been in the making for a very, very long time and everything. So anyway, another thing, I was going to say, it's going to be on my February forecast, is I feel like in Antarctica, they're, because I'm sort of going into this, that they're going to find like a lot of ancient ruins as these glaciers melt from the global warming that's apparently fake news. So I guess it's fake melting of glaciers or whatever. I'm being a little bit facetious, but on that topic, yeah, we can debate what's behind climate change and global warming. That's totally fair. And I get it, but to deny that it's a real thing when glaciers are melting or whatever, and it's uncovering a lot. It's uncovering a lot of gold in Greenland and other very, other mines of very precious minerals and stuff like that. Some of it can be very beneficial. Things like technology, maybe even the development of certain medicines or whatever. So the U.S. wants Greenland, right? Iceland doesn't want to give it up. There's so many resources in Greenland. Again, look behind the headlines, be in your heart, trust your feelings and intuition about all of that stuff. I know 11:55. Yeah, this is going to be a long one, but as every week goes on, there's more and more to really talk about. So I'm going to try to rip through some of these other divination cards quickly. Yeah, and what? There was a time that Antarctica was what's the word? I'd say habitable. You could live there because the climate was different. That what is now tundra was once rainforest. You have to go back to the dinosaurs, but it was there. Yeah. I think Canada stays independent. I think Canadians are too strong and smart for that crap. Basically, I mean, again, a possible agenda. I don't have enough evidence to say definite. Is that our current president that said many times mark my words, no World War III. We're not going to allow that to happen. But if you start to align half of the world and start to make the other half of the world the enemy, what are you doing? You're propagating a program, propagating an agenda. That's what I meant to say. So about 11:55. Say charge your own life. We're talking about that. You have to do your own thing and make positive life change benefit. That's the thing. We can only do what we can do for ourselves. Make our lives as good as possible. Be as healthy as possible. Be as open and aware as possible. And if everybody did that, none of this stuff would happen. And the more people that do, the more we feed the collective, and the more apt others are to follow that. People are going to awaken. That's their worst nightmare, because the whole agenda is going to go down, and they're not even being careful. They're doing it. It's in our face. They're trying to get us angry. I know I'm a broken record, but it's that important. And I don't know how long this video is going to be up, but we'll see. But you guys are live, so you're catching it, live. So anyhow, so this is a Native American tarot. Get another message, another card. So the Six of Cups is contentment. This might go a little bit back to creating our communities, joining, and maybe even thinking about what will we do if our society becomes so technocratic that we don't feel like we can live in this society and continue to follow our spiritual and awakening path. I feel like I see like there being a second society. I feel like that they'll have some technological sophistication also to be able to network with other societies. So I'm seeing that split. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Psychic forecasts. It's not an exact science. I think I really picked up on the whole Trump thing very, very well. The only thing I was off about was there was no visible pushback before the inauguration. You might recall I predicted the inauguration would be on time. I watched at least a half dozen other forecasts from very good psychics. Not crazy, that had different predictions about them. It just shows the timelines are very fluid and very changeable. But I happened to lock into the timeline where he'd get inaugurated on time. But I've seen a lot of pushback now. The pushback may come afterwards, and people may wonder why there wasn't, because there's at least enough evidence for manipulation to challenge it. So anyway, I don't know if I'm digressing a little bit, but yeah, that's part of it. But what's behind the North American Union? Yeah, no, that's it. And that goes back to I think it was Lindsay or whoever was in Canada that was asking about that. I think it's more about creating an alliance or union, and not necessarily making Canada the 51st state. The Gulf of America is only going to be the Gulf of America and the USA. It's going to remain the Gulf of Mexico everywhere else. Just to clue you guys in. Yeah. This I've been speaking about this for a long time myself, and yeah, I believe we're starting to see the foundation of that playing out. Absolutely, yeah. And people who have seen that, so they don't describe us nicely. Don't know if it's true. How much does bias play in my readings? Minimally, I'll just put it that way, because I've really gotten good at getting to that place of being in my heart. When you're in your heart, you're not swayed by your own opinions. Basically, I cannot claim 100%. Because I'm not an enlightened master, but that's a fair question. Samajo or Samajo, thank you. That's a fair question. And you know what? When I looked at some of them, because I could see their personal bias infiltrating their reading. I've seen that a lot myself. So very, very good. Right, yeah. I think you were trying to say Adam's the most unbiased person, not the least unbiased person. I believe that's what you're trying to say. um, anyhow, let's move on. So yeah, I've got, I don't want to keep you guys here all day, so I'm gonna pick and choose. Because what time is? Well, we've been an hour. Let me do. I want to do the medicine card since I just did Native American. Um, yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, Samajo or Samajo, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, or Samayo, however you pronounce that. If I was to claim to be 100% unbiased, that I'm a 100% pure channel, you'd be watching my nose growing before your eyes. I cannot claim that, and I want to be honest and authentic about that. That said, I think I'm doing a good job, and I still have at least an 80% accuracy record. But I've had my share of misses also. And a good example, in my January forecast, my winter forecast, all that. One of the prediction. Now, I accurately predicted way back an earthquake in California in December. It happened in December. It's a little farther north than I predicted. It was a little less intense than I predicted. I predicted another one in January for the LA area. I specifically mentioned LA. Now, there's no earthquake. I mean, it still could happen, but I don't think it will at this point. But there was a bad fire. So in the psychic realm, that's both a hit and a miss. It's a hit because I mentioned LA and I mentioned we'll say, for sake of argument, a natural disaster. But I did not predict an earthquake, a fire. I predicted an earthquake. That's a miss. So that's how psychic sensing can happen, just to give you an idea. It's not an exact science. So no, I can't predict the lottery numbers. Of some people that try to debunk psychics will use that as an argument. What we do is we tap into energy, and we're able to get information through higher sources than our physical five senses. That to me is what's being psychic means, really. Mhm. I know that you did. I know you did. Yes. So anyway, so let me clear my mind a second. Wow, I got a blank. Okay, here's what you do. Close your eyes for a second. Take a deep breath. You stop thinking. Ask spirit to show you your totem animal. I can't speak on it because you all got a different one. If you want to share what you're getting, let me know. But then you can do your research. First thing that I saw was a raccoon. Raccoons are like the Robin Hoods, right? Um, they're very resourceful. So maybe for me, they're telling me to be resourceful. On the note that the algorithm is taking comments down right now. I feel like what Spirit's saying is they're taking comments down, but that my videos aren't in jeopardy yet. But that said, maybe they're saying I need to be resourceful in how I'm presenting things that the algorithm won't pick up on, basically. So anyway, see, I drew a blank. Oh, an eagle. Very good. Yes, the future is unwritten. Yes, the future, timelines are fluid. All possibilities, all futures already exist. Quantum physics is starting to touch on that. Is that through string theory, or I need to sit down, for a couple of hours, really bone up on some of the developments in quantum physics, and I love it. I love quantum physics. So, what else? I want to do the Isis Oracle. Wilson is higher. Al Gore had no rhythm. That tells you a lot about somebody. If somebody has no rhythm, that tells you a lot about them. That means they're disconnected from flow, is what that means. Because it's the programming. There's a time I had no rhythm. I've developed rhythm or redeveloped rhythm because I've become more connected to who I am as spirit. Even though I've had no formal training, I could get up there and dance and impress people if I really wanted to. I can sing, I can drum. I can do that when I was younger. None of that stuff. Rhythm, timing, that's how the universe works in rhythm, right? So Al Gore, anybody has no rhythm, that's what we should do. Let's enact this. Let's do our own acts. You know, if a president can sign over 100 acts into law without congressional or Senate approval because they're not laws, they're acts. Let's sign our own act that every candidate has to dance in front of America, and if they have no rhythm, they're out of here. They're not connected enough. Oh, goodness. I'll have to do a dancing video for you guys one of these days. I'll do that in my shorts. All right, so clearing my mind. Oh, my God. I'm sparing you having to watch me lick my fingers so I can grab these slippery cards. So, Ancient Powers Mystery. Hear the rattle of Isis playing. What were we just talking about? Rhythm? Thank you, Spirit. Hear the rattle of Isis playing. When you're in rhythm, when you're in time, you'll hear that rattle of Isis playing. It'll fill your soul with love, with spirit, with ecstasy. So get into your rhythm, get into that, basically. All right. 2 cards today. Serpent of Fire, Year of the Snake. Thank you very much. Priest of the Serpent, Sisterhood. So let's get into the energy of the snake. The snake really, amongst other things, is a representation of feminine power. So what do? Demonize the snake, right? But that's the kundalini, that's the serpent energy rising up. So we're in a collective kundalini experience right now. And what is being dancing, being rhythm and do, it allows this natural flow of energy to flow through you so you can connect with that divine feminine, that very, very powerful of yourself that the patriarchy's been trying to suppress for a very, very, very long time, I might add. Moving along, I'm trying to practice the art of being less wordy. Good luck with that one, right? I just instinctively grab my moonology card. So we have a new moon coming, a lunar new year coming. Let's get the message here. Hold your vision, fixed moon. So what is the fixed moon exactly? I don't even know what that means. I mean, it looks like it's the phase just before the first or just after the last quarter is what it looks like. But hold your vision. So no matter what, no matter how stressful social media is and the world is, hold your vision. Hold that in your heart. That's going to see us through. It's a big transition. A lot's going to be exposed. I've always said that Trump's the person or the figurehead that's going to expose a lot, the corruption or whatever. Now, I never claimed that was his conscious. I always left it open ended. Is he exposing the corruption that he's a part of, that he's a player of, or is he a freedom fighter that's exposing that? He's a freedom fighter. He should learn a thing or two about the AI agenda, in my opinion, anyways. But hold that vision, right? So all right. Do just a couple more. So let's do the Ascend or the Divine Masters Oracle of Kyle Gray. So here we go. So I'm almost starting to do light language. We'll do that on Wednesday. We're going to do some energy frequency channeling on the medium channel. And I have to check out that meditation you guys have been raving about. There's so many ways of doing frequency channeling. We got Sanat Kumara, open channel, signs, codes, downloads, and sacred information. There's a very solar energy around that also. So that's balance. That's some divine masculine balancing with some divine huge song. All right. Yeah, if you have a channel, yeah, hopefully you guys are what to say, are posting your channel. I missed that. Rotate. Well, that's interesting. I can't wrap my mind around how that happens. I can look that up later. Basically, you know exactly what that means, but that there's an explanation. So it's kind of matching the Earth's rotation. So the moon's still going to rise and set. I think there's a time of the year though when the and it's this time of year when yeah the lunar cycles match the solar cycles. Like for example, this new moon coming up is at 9 degrees of its sign, but the last 2 or 3 new moons were also 9 degrees of their sign. And then when the speed changes, then it's gonna change its degrees. So usually in the winter for 5 months, the full and the new moon stay at the same degrees of their respective signs. So maybe that's a definition of the fixed moon, maybe. All right, yeah. So open channels, so read, we always get signs. Remember, spirit, God, source is always pointing us in the direction of truth. Part of the way they do that through synchronicity signs and things of that nature. So to be open to that. Now also to be in your heart and in your power, not in the program, because the program is going to try to lay down fake signs and fake signposts for you to follow the wrong path. But you know what? That's the legend of the trickster. Basically, they lead us down the wrong rabbit holes, but they trick us into learning. So that's part of tricknology. At the end of the day, it's a divine plan to help us to awake and to help to get us out of our slumber as a species, and to almost like shock us, trick us into opening up and awakening to new ideas or new possibilities. The ocean is green, yeah. Although if you go to Hawaii, the ocean is almost like ink blue. It's like such a deep blue. It's so amazing and so striking. But speaking of blue, let's do our sacred geometry and then our no angel message. I don't have my angel card, but it's late. Beside, I think our angel message today. I'm seeing Archangel Raphael. So that's about opening. That's about awakening also. And I'm seeing a lot of diamonds. So I feel like if you work a lot with Archangel Gabriel, so I'm getting my own angel message for you without a divination card. You work with a certain energy or frequency that's really about ascension and awakening. And if you keep working with those energies, and you can there's sacred sounds or chants or tones you can use. But from Steve Noble on YouTube, the spirit symbol that he used that works beautifully for me is a silver chalice surrounded by diamond white fire. So if you call on Gabriel and see that and take that diamond white fire inside of you and keep doing that every day, you're allowing Gabriel to help you to change your primitive human body into your ascension light body. And what that does is it changes sort of the graphite form of carbon more into a diamond form. So that's kind of a fancy way of saying they become more crystalline. And crystals are better electromagnetic generators than graphite is, basically. So we become stronger channels of energy and frequency. Then we learn how to heal ourselves and others, or use frequency to heal ourselves and to channel the frequencies for other to channel. That's why myself and other healers are able to do healings for people. Then they walk out of hospice every now and then. I mean, it's up to the person to heal themselves. We just provide the frequencies. But I have 3 accounts I can think of in my mind where somebody was basically told they were going to die, and we did the healing, and then they went into remission and they got better, basically. And like I said, it's not just me. There's thousands of healers out there that are able to do that. There's just so much about spirit and energy we don't know yet. And they don't want us to know, because then we become very powerful. So anyway, it's interesting. See, I never even heard of this. The Cosmic Diamond Gabriel. I have a new reading up on my channel where, so I have to check out your channel. I don't know if I'm subscribed yet or not, Felicia. So I'm going to look at that one. Yeah. I work with I very good for you, Millie. Yeah. And I miss Chris's. And I have several units for all different. Okay. So anyway, and Felice saying in astrology, a fixed moon sign can indicate someone who's loyal. Or is it? I don't know if that was saying a fixed moon sign like Taurus, Scorpio, what are the others? Aquarius and Leo, or if it's like a fixed moon. So I don't know if that was the distinction there. But in any event, oh yes, so we're going to do our frequency of the week, and then we're going to finish up. Being that this is another marathon. A lot of you are hanging in there, so that's good. Heart chakra, we've gotten this one once or twice before. Let's dwell on the heart brain coherence, the breakthrough practice. There's a lot of yoga postures that strengthen the electromagnetic field of the heart. I would say if you practice heart brain coherence, you use other disciplines to reinforce that, like yoga or Tai Chi and other things, other forms of meditation. But what it's saying here is the frequency of the heart, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. So there you have it. So we're also in the 7th planetary alignment. To me, it's opening up a crack between the dimensions where we can step through to multidimensional reality more easily than normal, basically. And it's become the 7th planetary alignment. Now at 5 o'clock, Doreen, who's Children's School of Yoga, also where yoga and astrology meet, are going to take us through an asana practice or a set, as it were, to help us to align with the great alignment. And I'm seeing a white angel. I think Gabriel's going to be there. So that's at 5 o'clock right here. And of course, you can always catch that on the replay if you're not available. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys. I think Monday we're going to do the new moon forecast. Wednesday, new moon channeling. If you're on Spirit Mind Family, our Patreon group, that's where we dive deeper into all this stuff as a tighter knit community. I'll leave information on the pinned comment if you want to join that. The paid membership's only $5, and we do deeper and extra channeling work and frequency work there, and other exclusive events and videos and meditation and stuff. So we're doing that on Monday. We're having our live video. So on Monday. So that would mean Tuesday. No, gosh, I've got my days confused. It might be Tuesday that I'm doing the Patreon. But anyway, I believe Monday's the day I'm going to be doing the live new moon forecast. Then Wednesday we'll do the transmission. Then I think it's Thursday night. That's the February psychic forecast, because February starts on Saturday. And you're welcome. I'm glad you found us too, and thank you for adding. Also, well, thank you, Millie, too. But you guys are commenting too fast. Thank you for your ads too. We appreciate you. All right, ending stream now. Love you guys, and stay in the heart. Stay in your power. That's how we'll stay safe.